In this video, I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite new features with iOS 14 on the iPhone. Before we take a look at my first thoughts on widgets and iOS 14, I first want to say that this video is brought to you by Dan's Tutorials. I have over 1,200 lessons for the Mac, iPad, iPhone, Apple Watch, and Apple TV on danstutorials.com. So if you want to learn more, take a look at my site, danstutorials.com. If you like what you see, use the coupon code YouTube on the checkout page to save 25%. Now that I have that out of the way, let's go and take a look at my first thoughts on widgets and iOS 14 on the iPhone. Let's go to my iPhone. So I am running a beta version of iOS 14 here on my iPhone. You're going to see it looks a little bit different. What I have in addition to my app icons here, I also have widgets. So here's my calendar widget, and here's my weather widget. I can layer these widgets. In other words, I have multiple widgets here. When I swipe up, I'm looking at my activity. Now I swipe back down, and I'm back at the weather. Same thing with calendar. When I swipe up, I'm looking at my reminders. Swipe back down, I'm looking at my calendar. To open up any one of these apps that these widgets are associated with, in this case my weather app here, all I have to do is just tap on it, and it opens up. And then if I want to go back to my home screen, I just go down to the very bottom here, and I swipe up. Let's go and do that again, and then I'm going to put it in slow motion. You'll see when I tap on the weather widget here, this widget actually grows to fill the screen. I really love this transition. I'm going to tap on it here, and it grew to fill the screen. Also, when I swipe up from the bottom, let's do this in slow motion again, you're going to see that it goes back right into the widget. If you're familiar with the dashboard feature that we used to have on a Mac, Apple took out the dashboard feature with macOS Catalina. What we had with the dashboard on the Mac were various widgets. And when you wanted to edit a widget, what it would do is it would do a flip. Well, watch what happens when I want to edit what calendars are associated in this widget here, this calendar widget. To do that, I tap and hold on it, and then you're going to see Edit Calendar. When I edit this, it's going to flip like the dashboard widget did on the Mac. From here, I can make my changes, just like in the dashboard widget on macOS. When I'm finished, I tap on the X, and it's going to flip again. Even though we no longer have the dashboard, if you are using macOS Catalina, I love how they brought some of the elements into iOS 14. Specifically how when we want to edit a widget, it flips, and then we make our changes. Once we make our changes, we tap on the X, and it flips back to our widget. Again, this is how it worked with widgets on macOS prior to macOS Catalina. So those are a couple of things that stood out as I was using iOS 14 on my iPhone. I do plan on coming out with more videos for iOS 14 on the iPhone, iPadOS 14, as well as macOS Big Sur. Look for these starting in July. I just wanted to get a quick video out on what stood out as I started using iOS 14 on the iPhone. I think that this is going to be a good update for the iPhone, and I look forward to sharing what I find with you over the next few months. Again, if you want to learn more about your Mac, your iPad, your iPhone, Apple TV, or Apple Watch, head on over to danstutorials.com. I have over 1,200 video lessons available. And again, if you use the coupon code YouTube when you check out, you can save 25% on any one of my plans. So those are my first thoughts on the widgets and iOS 14 on the iPhone.